Tritone substitutions. Very simple. Whenever you see a 2-5, 2-5-1 or whatever, you can, at your discretion, substitute the 5 chords for the dominant chord, a tritone, a wave. In other words, if I play a 2-5-1 in the key of G, A minor, D7, G major 7, I can substitute the D, I can substitute A flat for that. Okay? And of course you can do that with your scales as well. So instead of, I'll be very straight with this. Alright, that's if I kind of started on D, then I could go. It's a little more colorful than the very straight thing. And there's a very simple reason why that works. You got to understand, most of this stuff, most theory came from the music. In other words, somebody did something, and then somebody came up with a theory as to what the fuck that person just did. So if you listen to pianists, jazz is all chromatic. That's all it is. All these names for these chords, for example, the tritone sub, it's not really a tritone sub. An A flat 7 chord is a D altered chord. You know what I mean? If you look at the notes, for example, I'll play a blues. I'll play a G blues, right? Alright, so let's just take those chords. If I just play these notes, kind of like the 3 and the 7 type of thing, it'll change with the chord. But so if I just go, alright, that's it. I'm playing the chorus. Now if I do tritone subs, instead of the C, I play F sharp. It's still going to be those notes. Now I'll do the tritone sub for D. So it's just a chromatic thing, that's all it is. So you can learn all the altered chords and spend a lot of time thinking in terms of chord substitutions and tritone substitutions and sharp 5, flat 5, sharp 9, flat 9, diminished, 13 flat 9, which is a popular one. And they each have their place, but what you have to understand is those 5 chords, the whole point is to create tension leading to that 1 chord, alright? So you've got the 2 chord, then the 5 chord. In jazz, we like to make it tense as hell, you know? So all of those weird little things, generally are about a half step away from that next chord. That's why the tritone sub works so well, because all the notes are a half step away from the next chord, pretty much. So it creates that tension. You know what I'm saying? And of course you can do the same thing with your scale. So you go. And you can look at that as like the A flat. I would do like a Lydian dominant type thing. And real quick, you don't need to be on a 5 chord to start messing with tritones. I mean, any line you play, and of course you could substitute the entire 2-5. So in other words, instead of a 2-5, A minor to 7 to D altered to G, from a soloing standpoint, it isn't going to always work with the chords, but you could do an E flat minor. Alright, that's another thing to and you could double. What I just did is I did both. I did the tritone sub. You do both. That can get interesting. But you can, any line you play, like if I go, that was on C, I can do it on F sharp. You know, you can experiment with a lot of stuff like that. 2-5.